Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rune. So today we'll be doing the Magic the Gathering Top 10 Kavu. So now let's begin at number 10. The first one being Hunting Kavu from Invasion. It's an uncommon, go for 18 cents on the market. It costs 3 mana for this 2-3, but it does have that 3 mana. One colorless, a mountain, and a forest. Remove from the game Hunting Kavu and target creature without flying that is attacking you. So it's really cool ability. Not the best, that's why it's at number 10, but very unique. So let's move on to number 9. And then we have is Radiant Kavu from Plane Shift. It's a rare going for 26 on the market. And guess what? This one costs 3 mana as well for a 3-3. So it's a bit more powerful for a mountain force and a plains. Prevent all combat damage, blue creatures and black creatures would deal this turn. Hence the 3 colors of the opposite of what's not being used. Again, another unique ability, but blue and black. A lot of people play with those colors. So let's just move on to number 8. We have Kavu Mauler from Apocalypse. It's a rare going for 22 cents on the market. Costs 6 for a 4-4 with a trample, but whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other attacking Kavu. So it is very powerful if you do plan on doing like a Kavu deck, but other than that, there's no way I would pay 6 for this card. Let's move on to number 7. And well, we have Kavu Marduk from Invasion. It's a rare going for 44 cents on the market. It costs 4 mana for a 3-3. All Kavu have trample whenever another Kavu comes into play, but also +1 counter on Kavu Marduk. And at that point, most Kavus cost 3, so this card, again, in the real world would be kind of useless. But again, when it comes to top 10 Kavu, it does deserve to be on this list. So let's move on to number 6. And we have is Territorial Kavu from Modern Horizons 2. It's a rare going for, that's right, 23 cents on the market. Kavus are not exactly the rarest cards. So a mountain and a forest, it says, when it has the power and toughness are each equal to the number of basic land types you can control. Whenever it attacks, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. So it's kind of cool. Considering it does cost 2, it can at least be 2/2 right away. But let's move on to number 5. Well, we have Kavu Chameleon from Invasion or World Champ deck of 2001. It's an uncommon going for 24 cents on the market. And the only reason why I put it here is because it can't be countered. Even outside of that, just 5 for a 4-4 and becomes the color of your choice until return for 1 forest. It's just all about the countering. And if you're not playing against a blue deck, well, it's kind of useless. But I feel like overall for a Kavu, it's pretty good. So let's move on to number 4. And we have is Kavu Titan from Invasion. It's a rare going for $1.06. That's right. That's probably one of the most expensive Kavus on this top 10. 2 for a 2/2, which is very fun. Then you can pay its kicker cost. Well, it comes into play with 3+1/+1 counters, and it has trample. That is very cool, very powerful, and at least it has that flexibility, which I really like. So let's move on to number 3. And we have is Horn Cabin from Plane Shift. It's a common going for 30 cents on the market. And that's right. A mountain forest for a 3-4. But whenever it comes into play, return a red or green creature you control to its owner's hand. First turn, put out some crap, and then do this. It's easy win, easy peasy. That's why it's just a great card for 3-4 for what you have to do. Anyway, I won't go into that too much detail. So let's move on to number 2. And we have is Raging Kavu from Invasion. It's a rare going for 29 cents on the market. Oh, I just love these Kavu cards. So expensive. It's 3 for this 3-1, and it has haste. So you may play it anytime as you could play an instant. So that is really cool. 3-1 instant or haste, whatever it is. So I really like that dual ability because you guys know I love haste when it comes to magic cards. So I had to put this in the top, which is the top 2. But there's one better, so let's move on to number 1. And that's right, Kavu Lair from Invasion. It's a rare going for $1.46. Well, Kavus are very expensive and have a very good base power, so this card just makes sense if you're having a Kavu deck. For 3, it says whenever a creature with a power of 4 or greater comes into play, its controller draws a card. We've seen that with other cards with different names, but essentially this one does have the Kavu Lair name in it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the top 10 cards of Kavu, and I hope you guys have a good day and a good evening.